Salutations and welcome. I am, as always, Dapper Demon, and I gave Starfield a second video after I figured out what I was doing wrong with that, so I figured it's only fair to do the same with this one. So without further ado, let's begin. To start off with, obviously they did not include an entire episode of SpongeBob in a Star Wars game, but what they did do is they made it very easy to do that. So I'm going to explain real quick how that was done. With most games in file stuff, they like encrypt the files, they have their own file type. But in this, there's some that are just straight up .mp4s. I think that might be part of why it's 130 gigabytes and also why it's doesn't seem very well optimized, because they just have raw files in here. But that did mean that I could just rename a couple of them. So here's what the actual what would have been on the screen in the game is supposed to look like. I just renamed an episode of SpongeBob to the same Emperor ad, whatever this one was called, and then dropped it into the folder. And that did the thing. So to start off with, one thing I have grown to love about this game is that there are a lot more customization options. For example, I have chosen to make Cal Kestis, Hero of the Galaxy, look a bit like a Ginger Joe Dirt with the 70s mullet and the porno stash and the wife beater tank top. I've actually changed him to have blue jeans since recording this, so it's just nice to have the guy that's like the savior of the galaxy right now, and he looks like this. So this does bring me to a minor complaint that I had in regards to this store in particular. So there's like 5 or 6 of these little stores that each have their own currency item. This one has this force tear in it,
These look interesting,
which makes it kind of hard to see what's going on inside because it affects the lighting. But everything I'm wearing at the moment came from the store: the mustache, the mullet, the shirt, not the pants actually, the bandolier. So there's like 5 or 6 of these little stores in game, and each one has their own currency item, which isn't too bad because it encourages you to seek out these little things. It is kind of disappointing when you're like, oh, what's this little secret area? And then it's just another priorite shard. So it's like, oh, I'm one step closer to, I don't know, a new pair of pants. But other ones have things like lightsaber customization pieces, parts for BD. One thing that I realized is for specifically parts for BD, the photoreceptors have an in-game effect. It's not purely cosmetic. So the ones I have right now, I believe, are the swooper, and that looks like this when you're in the goggles mode. So I'm gonna run back to the bench real quick and change those.
good time as any to modify.
Just a quick look through some of the customization options, because they're a little more robust than they were in the first one. You can change the materials for various pieces. You could do that before. Different parts, you could do that before. You can also determine exactly how polished certain stuff is, which seems to mostly affect metal. If you change how much polished like bone material is, that doesn't really change a ton. But it's nice that they do have other options like that. Then you can also choose the age condition of it. So if I change the photoreceptors here to, let's go for the assembly parts. Those have the best scope. I forgot to select that. So this is the best scope I've seen so far because it has a wide range, and more importantly, in comparison to like the swooper thing, if I go into the goggles here, it's in color. The swooper is not. There are a few that are in different forms of grayscale, so that the visual of that actually affects like gameplay because it makes it easier to see with these particular eyepieces. You can use these to scope things out. So this tells me there's a door over there. This little city that I'm in acts as sort of a hub, and specifically on this planet, if you meet certain people around, they'll come back. Like this door's open because I found this robot.
Is this the home you were talking about?
Correct. Within there are some possessions. I don't suppose they will need them anymore. So feel free. Look around.
you sure?
I have no need for them. For your help, I insist.
Her family's dead, so that's why she's sad. Or they, I guess it's a robot. I shouldn't just assume it's a girl robot just because its voice actor sounds like a girl. I think I'm gonna stick with the wife beater. Oh yeah, also, certain things, like if you buy cosmetics, they do often just come with these color options unlocked. Also, some of them that you start with. But if you find, like, this shirt that I found in a chest, the color options are locked, and that's because the color options for this shirt are in a different chest somewhere. So that is kind of annoying. That feels like it should have just been one option.
I will be leaving Kobo soon.
Where are you going?
My owners have relatives on Onderon. I will seek them out, but no matter what, I am committed to learning some more practical skills.
Practical skills?
Medicine.
I love the robots in
surgery,
Star Wars. They're always treated like
what
just
happened in
robots,
those
but they're
caverns was terrible, and I was powerless to help. I will learn
like, all of them
to
have their own
protect
personality, even if it's just like,
It's hard
this
to stop
droid's
stuff
entire
in this
job is to be
galaxy.
attached to this
But it was
train
worth the effort.
and drive this train. That droid still has emotions and
A lot of
very
radioactivity
often gets
these days.
anxiety. So
How you
these
two holding
two
up?
are,
Yeah, we're
as
fine.
far as I know, one of Star
Always
Wars'
fine.
only canon
It's the
gay
others I worry
couples.
about.
You may recognize the man on the
That's
left
kinda
from the live slug reaction memes.
Such cowards, they'll be dead by tomorrow.
So I guess they decided to
Then we'll
flesh
have no
out
one left to make
that
fun
character by
To be honest,
making
that's
him
really
gay
what gets us
in
through
the
day.
Star
Like in
Wars
Turbo's
Jedi
like
games.
drinking water.
And shaking our heads at that whiny slump Moran.
They're
I'm
both
starting
very
to feel
grumpy old
better
men.
already.
I guess some things never change.
And that's how we like it.
One other cool fun thing in this game is that you get
We won't
these
let anything happen to you. Will we be?
these mounts on this planet. There's a couple other planets, I think, that also have a mount, but this one is the main one you're going to be on a lot. So you get these
Easy, Neko.
little dinosaur boys. They let you run faster. You can use them for a jump boost. You can even smack people from not horseback exactly, but you got mounted combat. That's a new thing. Can't use force abilities while you're on one of these though.
Come on, Neko.
And apparently, if you stable these guys, you can just call them from wherever. There's a couple of different
That's
stables you can put them in. Or not, I guess. Let's try that again.
Hey there, friend. This is fun, huh, BD?
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mentioned performance issues. Well, he's in the stable. We'll
Hey,
call it
little
good.
guy.
You can pet the I always forget what these things, the swamp puppies, whatever they're called. Boglings. Actually, on the subject of performance issues, those have been a little bit worse, but nothing quite as bad as like choppiness. The only time it's been really bad was in one instance where I had been playing it basically all day on a day off, and in that case, I'll just blame it on my computer being tired because it stopped as soon as I restarted it. But you'll notice here in the elevator, it does that. That's what I was talking about before. It was harder to see. Also, this floor should. Well, there it goes. It's gone. But yeah, those have gotten a little bit worse. They're mostly bad in interior cells, it seems like. Speaking of which, this is Pyloon Saloon. This will be your central hub. In the central hub, there's a lot to do here. This door always takes like a couple minutes to open, I guess because it has to load the interior. It's got a lot going on. Like you'll notice as I As I move the camera around, stuff just sort of pops in and out of existence at the edges there. This game's got all the comforts of home. It's got
Oh, it's really good to see
Invader Zim.
It's good to see you too. How are things around here?
you. Between you and me, I think the management is much improved.
No more raider trouble here? Any threats we should be aware of?
Well, not since you put Ravis on the run. Come to think of it, they've been very
I guess he
quiet
sounds
since
more
then.
like
That's what
more like
worries
Raz
me.
from Psychonauts. I mean, same voice actor, but
Welcome, welcome. Make yourself at home.
it's got
A lot of prospects
a
around
mysterious
here.
old lady
Have
to
you
give
ever
you
tried your
cryptic
hand at
warnings.
mining, Prior Ray?
Once, I found it enlightening. Some prospectors invited me to join them on an expedition. We descended to the mines, but when my back was turned, they fled.
They ditched you?
Yes, alone, I calmly walked through the darkness, trusting my intuition. I found another exit.
And the prospectors?
Dead. Oracle attack. If I had chased them, I would have perished too. Let this be a lesson. Always go your own way.
If we head downstairs to where Cal's room is, sort of. There's a meditation point in the middle of the floor there. There's a workbench over here you can use to customize stuff.
What do you think? Change your style?
Back in the saloon again. These doors take a few seconds to open, no matter which direction you're coming from. There it goes.
Come on in. Grab a spot at the bar.
And up to the second floor, there's a couple more fun little things to interact with. There's a fish tank here. You'll meet this little guy. He'll catch the fish for you. You don't have to go do that. I don't know how to clean the tank. I assume there's a way to do it. Otherwise, it wouldn't say tank state is dirty. I feel like it wouldn't specify that if that's the only option. And up on the roof we have a... There we go. A rooftop garden area.
This is encouraging. I bet we can plan even more.
Now I will say, I like that this is, as far as I can tell, this area is purely cosmetic. I just planted what seeds I had. It took me a minute to figure out how to get the seeds, but it does look like there are expansions available. I don't know how to do that yet. But as far as I can tell, there's no, like, you have to farm these grind plants to make plant tokens to spend on whatever, blah, blah, blah. No, that's just there to look pretty. As far as I can tell. There might be something later on that I have not discovered. Ah, but here's the fisherman.
Stay your wandering boots, my lad, and answer old Scuba. Do I
So the fishing
smoke
minigame in this
cutting
is
fisherman?
the easiest
sure what
fishing
you mean.
minigame I've seen in
The
any game.
appearance, lad. Does it warm your shallows?
You talk
Does
to
it
this guy
put a
if you
sea
see him.
spray on your face?
You look nice, Scuba.
Let's hope the felled mute agrees, laddie. I'll have to muster all
He'll tell you
my
about what
seawood
fish are
charms
available
if
in
I'm
this
to
area.
lure it into my grasp.
And then he'll just grab it for you. You don't have to actually fish.
Seems he liked you.
Aye, don't be surprised. It is a great talent of mine. You see, the frilled newt is the most sensual of sea folk, skittish, except when it spies a potential mate. Hence my great vanity on this day. It is a shame to deceive him, but I can offer a quiet home in my tank as a recompense.
Sounds fair to me.
Now, shall we continue my tale? The tale continues. When we last spoke, I warned of the grapnel's arrival. That great ship came descending on us like an anchor cutting the deep. Ne'er a more.
While I'm over here, one more quick annoyance that I have with this game is there's not exactly fall damage, but there's like a specific distance you can fall and won't survive. So here, I almost hit it, just barely. That's far enough for me to survive. If I bring the elevator back down. And then we'll let that go just a touch higher before... Okay. And even though you have a double jump, which like in any other game with a double jump resets your fall damage height, it's just barely fallen that far enough that it counts as I die and have to restart at the ground, which was where I would have landed anyway. But just a minor annoyance that I've dealt with over and over and over and over and over. I did also mention the seeds were hard to find. If the game explained this to me, I didn't see it, so I might have missed it, or it just doesn't say it, but when you see those little green particles floating around, those are an indication that you can get seeds from the plant, but you do have to destroy the plant in order to get those. So let me see if I can find another one there. Like these plants right here are identical to the one that I slashed just a minute ago and got seeds from. But they don't have these green Monster Hunter world like fireflies floating around them, so they don't count. Gotta destroy the ones with the fireflies, and you do have to break them, otherwise it doesn't count. But yeah, this game's got it's got anything you could possibly want out of a game. You've got your Assassin's Creed parkour. You've got your Yoshis that you can use for a double jump, then leave to die.
I need to clear my mind.
Got your souls like bonfire checkpoints that also serve as fast travel, and you got your central hub area with stuff you can add to it and stuff you can do, little mini games. So I think that about does it for this one. Overall, I have been enjoying this game quite a lot. Follows up the first one pretty well. I've gotten a little bit further in than you'll see in this video by now. But I think that about does it for today. So, thank you for watching, and until next time, farewell.